This is hilarious. So, Wonder Man, the Marvel TV show, I did a review on because I saw it. It got canceled. And for some reason, the discord between people is that Marvel is racist towards black people, or their black characters, to be clearer, I guess. Now, this just happens to happen at the same time that they essentially just kind of killed any notion of the Blade movie. They had the actor that was supposedly going to play Blade on like like he was under contract for years, like years, that this man was supposed to be playing Blade, and he never did. And then they just couldn't they couldn't come up with an idea for a script. They couldn't come up with any plan going forward. Essentially, they had it under the mindset of their diversity stuff. If you look up like the shit that they were going to do with this character, then you'd be surprised by the fact that they ultimately were going to they were in the realm of like their diversity shit, as well as in the same realm of their I guess, like, girl taking over crap. So it's like they were mainly leading things. Eventually they were going to introduce him and then have his daughter take over. That was like one of the main plots that they were going to use. But lo and behold, all of that girl power shit that Marvel was trying to push never worked. So they scrapped that idea, but no one ever got a script. Directors kept dropping out back and forth. It was a clusterfuck of a shit show. And the sad thing is that essentially people looked at that as just, ironically, Marvel not understanding their audience or knowing what to do next or having any plans going forward, which has always been their Achilles heel when it came to everything after Endgame. And so then you have Wonder Man being canceled, and then you just came with the notion of, they're not supporting black characters. Also crazy. They've already announced who the actor is going to be that's going to play the new Black Panther. So they have another Black Panther movie coming in, and they already have a black actor who's going to play Black Panther. And yet still, for some reason, the discord is, because Wonder Man is canceled, the second season is canceled, then that means that they just don't care for their black characters or their black lead characters. How funny that this also happened to happen after it was like a couple of months ago, or weeks ago, that they had that whack-ass DC boycott because they didn't have any black mainline comic books. And for some reason, that was supposed to be thought of as like, how dare they? I don't understand why that became the topic of discussion, and yet no one is bringing up how bad Wonder Man as a show actually was. It was a bad show. It's not enjoyable to look at all. There's nothing redeeming about the show at all. And it has a horrible character that has is a horrible character and a horrible premise in a world that doesn't really need that story to exist, and it's just goofy. Like, the whole thing is goofy. Crazy enough, the actor who played Wonder Man is up for an Emmy, but he's a really good actor. The guy who played Wonder Man, he's a really good actor. But the show is really bad, and then it just kind of goes to show you exactly, how they're scraping at the bottom of the barrel to give people Emmys. But then again, what isn't getting an Emmy or being nominated for an Emmy, whatever. But the show got renewed for a second season immediately after it got released. Ironically enough, they dumped all the episodes at once because Marvel does that when they don't actually support or think that something is going to do well on Disney Plus or whatever. And then it was like marginally watched, and then they were like, we can do a second season then. And then immediately they canceled it because it was like, it didn't do what they wanted it to do. Weird expectations all around. But again, no one's bringing that up. No one's talking about that. No one is talking about how Wonder Man was a crappy show, how there's nothing about it that people even liked. It wasn't even essentially memed in pop culture, which could do wonders for something as far as like the actual intrigue of normies looking into something. You scroll TikTok enough times right now, you're going to see a Backrooms meme. Like, just, you're gonna, because it's just funny. Same thing with Obsession. But I find it weird that essentially you have so many people sitting there screaming to the high heavens for a company that has a primarily white audience, that has primarily white characters, not giving black representation, as if that matters, or you need that in order to actually care or like something. How many things do you have to see get turned from white to black, and there's no care put into it or any thought or depth acknowledged within the content, rather than they're black, y'all, they're black, y'all, they're blackity black, y'all. Like even think of Wonder Man for right now. As far as a concept goes, Wonder Man is such a who gives a fuck character that has ever existed within Marvel. Like I've never heard of him until they decided to make a show about him. And the show isn't even about the character. It's about a guy playing a role to play a movie for the character. And then when you see the damn show, he shouldn't have gotten the role, because that's how bad the show is. And so it just sprawls into this stupid conversation of people who essentially ignore all the parameters that actually was going on. It's a bad show. It was written during a terrible time for Marvel when they was writing anything and everything that was crap. They were just trying to sit there and put up diversity, regardless of what it actually meant. There's no thought put into this show at all. Hell, most people who even talk about the fact that it got canceled aren't even remembering the show correctly. They just know it got canceled and they want to talk about the subject. I watched it. I hated it. So it's stupid that they're having this conversation as far as I'm concerned. And so with that, it's like, okay, why isn't that the topic of discussion? Why aren't we talking about the fact that out of all the Marvel properties that have came out in the last couple of years or months since Deadpool Wolverine broke $1 billion, nothing has retained any type of hype, has gotten any profit, or even had any symbolism of being catered to within fucking pop culture, except for the next Spider-Man movie. Like how many of those things have black characters that are the lead characters and stuff? Not a lot, but there's been a lot of Marvel stuff that came out that was just shit. So par for the core that essentially, oh, maybe Marvel is just fucking up. This ain't got nothing to do with racism or anything like that. It's just Marvel fucking up. And I'm of the mindset to go, I don't care if Marvel decides to take a predominantly white character and turn him black. If the content justifies that, then fine, whatever. Hell, Wonder Man was in the right mindset by being like, hey, this is going to be a reboot of a movie that was starring a white guy, and this black guy really wants to play the character. Okay, well then the show should justify why that black guy should definitely play the character. The show doesn't do that, because they couldn't do that, because they've never done that, which is why it all sucked. So you would think that would be like one of the best things that they're passionate about writing. It's like, hey, this is the mindset that we have when it comes to justifying these race and gender swaps of things. Okay, cool. Actually putting it into a show, it's meta as fuck, and that's cool if you can do it correctly. They did not. So that to me is a whatever thing. But I have a problem with people who are so unbelievably out of touch that in order for them to actually justify, like, or care for a black character, they need to replace a white character that already exists. Now, there are a bunch of black characters that already exist, and you gotta wonder, why aren't we giving them the time of day? I don't know. How awesome would it have been if these motherfuckers contacted Halle Berry and did a Storm movie? They can do it now. They own the X-Men. But no, we gotta connect it in a stupid way with the movies and whatnot. You can do standalone projects. Fuck, Wonder Man itself had that potential of being a standalone project, but even then, you kind of screwed yourself with how you handled the character and how you handled the premise. Again, it's a really bad show, but it's like you no longer need to justify stuff by everything fitting in your little universal bubble and whatnot, because you keep fucking it up. Hell, even the Spider-Man movie that came out keeps fucking up their own timeline and their worlds and their rules and whatnot, or characters and shit like that. So I don't really understand why the company, the people at the top, are still making the same boneheaded ideas, bonehead moves, and just losing money all around. And then the people who essentially support the goofy shit that they do get up in arms about something just because a particular thing happens to happen that they're able to deduce, oh, that must be what it is. Like, no, it's racist that they're stopping all of these black products, or they're stopping all these black characters from appearing in their things. Well, maybe they're shit at their job of making movies. Remember how Black Panther did well? Remember how Black Panther 2 came out and people was like, why is it that we've only did stuff with Black Panther? Well, you got Sam being Captain America, yeah, but it was written like shit. It had the dumbest concept, whatsoever. Fuck, even the notion of putting a Hulk in the movie was dumb. And then you now have a Spider-Man movie where they put a Hulk in the movie and people loved it. So if it's written with some type of intent of just being entertainment and not trying to virtue signaling, maybe it actually can garner a profit. But we're not having that discord. We're not having people acknowledge that maybe the company is fucking up, not on a racist aspect, but just as a fucking entertainment company. They're fucking up entertainment. That's a problem. That's not what they should be doing. That's their only fucking job. They just make entertainment and they're bad at it. Talk about that. This ain't got shit to do with race. This is not a racist thing. This is a shitty company that has been fuck all with entertainment, even within the shit that they're known for. And that's just child-friendly animated shit. That shit they keep fucking up. And so then it's sprawled into something that they've never truly understood or controlled or even had a hand in creating correctly. Fuck, never forget, Joss Whedon is the reason that we got Endgame. And that's some shit that Disney had no idea that they were capable of doing or even planned on doing. But it turned into that. And they just rolled with the punches. But then they just became stupid. One too many hits, if you will. And I find it all very confusing and stupid that you have so many people willing to just scream to the high heavens, racism, 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 just because something happens to be black oriented, rather than, fuck this thing, fuck this thing, fuck this thing, which is what you should be saying, because it actually is bad. It actually is terrible. They actually suck at trying to keep you entertained. It just so happens that all of the black characters that they wanted to showcase ain't worth a damn.